I wanted to make one little video on how to make a like a little flower lintel, but in order to do that, and I wanted to use the color purple, and in order to do that I have to pull a really thick stringer from this ink blue here. And I thought, well, since I'm doing it anyway, I might as well make a little video doing it, because that's what one thing I noticed with my students is that even if they have absolutely no problem pulling a really skinny stringer, which kind of pulls itself, it's a lot more difficult to pull a thick stringer. And while you can buy this kind of stringer, sometimes there are so many colors available now in the regular rods that if you wanted to have half a pound of all those stringers, it would cost a fortune. And so I only have stringers that I buy in colors that I use a lot, like white and ivory and clear. So any other color, whether it's transparent or opaque, I just pull myself. And in order to do so and get a decent amount of stringer to work with, I want to have about a sherry sized blob of glass on the end of my rod. And it's actually for real beginners a very good exercise to show you the size that I'm making here, just to try and balance this a lot of glass on the end of a rod. And now I just did something that you try to avoid. See here how it kind of fell over on one side, and that's because I can't really put the glass at an angle that I want because the webcam is in the way, so I have to fidget a little bit here. Okay, so about a sherry size amount of glass, nice and round at the end of the rod, and then I take a clear commercial stringer, 2 to 3 millimeter, heat the tip of that, and then I tap it on the table, as long as it's metal. That's called a Maria. That's kind of like a bumper at the end. So then when I have the right amount, I keep this warm, I take it out of the flame, okay, and then I attach it to one side. And this wasn't perfect because I am working underneath the flame. Typically I'm working in front of the flame, but this is the better angle for you to see what's happening here. See how long I wait before I actually start pulling this out. I just pull slowly, and the longer this takes, the more time passes, the harder I can pull, because the glass gets stiffer. And I get about a good foot of a 2 to 3 millimeter stringer. I can't get this, my camera set up on the left here, and then I nip this. See, when you look at this, when you look at your stringer, you see it's a lot thicker here, and I'm actually going to cut it off where the stringer is the same size, because if I would cut it off here and then I would use it, then I would get more glass when I melt the stringer there. And also you might have noticed that I'm using different tools for cutting off the stringer. This is the Carina Ropex nipper, which I just ordered 50 more. They're coming soon. But for smaller stringer, I just use this flush cutter, side cutter from the hardware store, $5 or $6. This is perfect to cut, like here for example, to cut a small stringer. Just nip it like this. Okay, and now I'm gonna make the flower bead.